Today on this video I'm going to be showing you the complete guide on how to properly change engine oil on your own car. I'm going to show you also how to change the oil filter. My name is Jeff Carbuoy and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscription button below and let's get started. In order to demonstrate oil change, I'm gonna be working on 2008 Nissan Rogue. And let's get started with the stuff that you're gonna need. You need to raise the vehicle up so you can be able to access the drain plug and the engine oil filter. And to raise it up, you can use one of these three methods. Either use a jack and jack stand. That is one option. The other option, you can drive the vehicle up on a curb like this. That way you're gonna have the access to underneath easily and safely. The third option is actually driving the vehicle on the ramps. This is actually the method I'm gonna be using, and I'm gonna need this block of wood to block the rear tires. But before we move on, let me show you other stuff that we actually gonna need. I'm gonna be using this snow slider to slide underneath the vehicle. And then also this other stuff you're gonna need is a funnel. You also need some wrenches. I recommend also changing the intake air filter, which I did, and I'll link the video on the description. Also the specific vehicle oil filter. Make sure you have the correct amount of the engine oil, some gloves, and also some cleaning materials. Let's get started. So in order using my third option here, I'm gonna drive this vehicle on top of these ramps, and I'll start by arranging these ramps nicely in the front of the front tire. And watch this demonstration right here. I also highly recommend that when you're driving your vehicle on top of the ramp, make sure have another person who can actually guide you so you can be able to drive it nice and safely and land it right on the top of the ramp safely. I also want to thank you for continuing to support this channel by subscribing. I receive new subscriber every day, so thank you very much. And you haven't subscribed yet, do so anytime from now. Once you have the vehicle on top of the ramp, make sure to put the gear on the park, apply the parking brakes, and don't forget that block of wood to block the rear tires from tripping. Cut off the engine and let crawl underneath. But before we crawl underneath, let's open this cap right here. That's the fill point, and that's gonna help us to accelerate the draining of the oil. So below the engine here is the oil pan, and once you look at the end of the oil pan, you find this drain plug bolt right here, and we're gonna use this 14mm wrench and turn it counterclockwise in order to unscrew it. Make sure you have the somewhere to catch the dirty oil ready, so you are not draining on the ground, which would be violating the regulations of EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. On this video, I'll also show you the proper way to dispose the used oil that you drain from your car, the proper way. Once you drain all the oil, make sure to wipe around the pan. That way you're able to track when you have the oil leak. Clean your drain plug and start off by hand tightening. One is tight, then you can use either a wrench or a socket and a ratchet, and all you need to do is just a quarter turn and it's nice and tight. Across our drain pan you have the oil filter, which is gonna be also be repressing, and in my case it's hand tightened, so it's easy to remove. And this is how it's supposed to be, hand tightened. If your filter is super tight, I'm going to link on the description some of the wrenches you can use for unscrewing your filter. So once you have the new filter, make sure to lubricate the rubber gasket using the new oil. So touch with your finger and rub around the gasket. By doing this is going to help the proper seal when you install your filter, and that way preventing the engine oil leak from the filter. So when you install in the filter, make sure only the hand tighten. So you tighten with your hands all the way until you cannot move it anymore. Do not use any tools to tighten the filter. Now the business underneath is done. Now let's top up the engine with a clean engine oil. Make sure to use the owner's manual in order to figure out how much oil your car takes. In my case, here 2008 Nissan Rogue, it's 5W30, full synthetic, 4.6 liters or 4.7 US quarts. So one of the benefits of doing your own oil change is you know what you put on your engine. And for instance, in my case, I use full synthetic, and it's gonna push me the next 5,000 miles. And this vehicle has 155,000 miles, and it's been pushing strong. Now I'm getting ready to drop the vehicle from the ramps. Since everything is done, checking underneath, there is no any leaks. Remember, you need to bring the vehicle to level ground. That way you're able to check when on the dipstick whether you have the correct amount of the oil. So safely drop the vehicle from the ramp. Before you check the engine oil level, make sure you turn off the engine and let it sit for a few minutes so that all the oil can get back on the oil pan. Also, I promise to tell you where to dispose old oil. So correct all your used oil into a can, and you can easily return it where you bought the oil, that is including AutoZone, Auto Advance, Walmart, all those stores. They take back this auto oil for recycling. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Thank you for your support, and stay tuned, next video coming up soon.